Listen guys, it is freezing outside. I don't know what the problem is. Whoever said that Southern California does not get cold, lies. Yeah, it's not like legitimately like freezing cold or anything, but you know, if I'm not staying out in the sun, that breeze is a killer. Anyway, welcome back guys to ENFP Identity. My name is MauRease, and today, we will be talking about 10 struggles of being an ENFP. Count 1 to 10 struggles, right? So a few of these things are definitely not specific to just ENFPs. They're not unique to just the ENFP type. But I do feel like these are common struggles that we as ENFPs go through. So if you are another type or you know of people who are not necessarily ENFPs, this doesn't necessarily mean that these things are not going to apply to them or they are going to only apply to us, the ENFPs. But like I said, they're common struggles that we face, or at least I feel like we face. Yeah, let's go ahead and hop into it. So I will start with number one. It's the best place to start. Number one, a lot of the time you feel like you are an introvert. So I know I spent a lot of time believing or thinking that I was an INFP because I felt like I was an introvert. Obviously, that's not necessarily how the dichotomies work, you know, with the whole extrovert intuition versus introverted intuition and introvert feeling and all of that. It doesn't necessarily work with, oh, I'm gonna switch this E with an I and boom, different. But obviously that's like the easiest, most common way to kind of type it. It's kind of the whole thing. Anyway, I spent a lot of time believing I was an INFP because I felt vastly more introverted than I did extroverted at that time in my life. So the thing with being an ENFP, right? We are the most introverted of the extroverted types. Therefore, a lot of the time we mistake ourselves for introverts or mistake our tendencies for introverted tendencies when, you know, they may very well be introverted tendencies. But I mean, if you look at it, we don't really look to go out into parties all the time, or we're not looking to be a socialite, like constantly out doing things all the time. But we do want to have a small group of people around us. Like, yeah, we enjoy our alone time sitting with a book. We do very often need a break from the world around us. And I mean, I kind of feel like that's because we're an ENFP in the SG world, but that's a whole nother video in itself. We value the time with a few people. We like being around specific people. And I mean, whether it's staying in or going out, usually we have a tendency to really want to be around those people. So no, we're not necessarily introverts, we're not necessarily extroverts. I've heard the saying, or I've heard people say that ENFPs are ambiverts, which is kind of like a mix between an introvert and extrovert. The point that I want to make is we spend a lot of time feeling like we're introverts, but if you think about the way that our energy, that we charge ourselves, or like we regain our energy, is usually with a very small group of people. We will have people over for a movie night. We will say, hey, let's go bowling. But it's usually no more than 2 or 3 other people that we want to do this with. Right? For us, our best social interactions happen with a very small group of people. So no, we're not introverts in the traditional sense, but we're not also what people would look as extroverts in the traditional sense. We're somewhere in the middle. So even though we are typed as extroverts, we are the most introverted of those extrovert types. So number 2, people say that we can be intense or that we as ENFPs are intense. I attribute a lot of that to the fact that when we really enjoy a subject or want to know about something or want to learn something, we 100% lock into that. We 100% focus all of our intention and energy into that thing. So whether that is something that we do, as a hobby, or if it's a piece of information that we want to know, we 100% lock into that thing. And a lot of other people really don't understand why it is that we do that, or they feel intimidated by the intensity that we as ENFPs have. It's not a problem. It's just at certain points, like I said, we focus all of our energy and attention into that thing, which comes with a certain level of intensity. It's kind of inherent. Number 3, we suck at receiving criticism. I know for me, the way that I view this, or the reason I think that this is because we are such perfectionists. We feel that, wow, if somebody else has to criticize me, then that means that I must not be hard enough on myself. I must not be criticizing myself enough. So we suck at receiving criticism because we feel like it shouldn't come down to someone else criticizing us or letting us know this thing that we feel like we should have already had a grasp on or understood. So yes, we as ENFPs really suck at receiving criticism. Number 4, we value deep connections. Kind of related to number 1, we as ENFPs really seek value in people. We seek to have a close connection with them. We do not look for just a simple connection, or we suck at small chat. I don't know any other way to put it. We look to have real, meaningful conversations and connections with people. Number 5, so we have a pretty large amount of friends, but our circle of close friends is extremely tiny. And I mean, honestly, that kind of coincides with number 4. We value deep connections. So the reason our circle is so small, like our actual circle of true friends is so small, is because we want that genuine deep connection, and even though we may have a pretty easy time of making friends, and we're like, oh, this person is my friend, this person is my friend, at the end of the day, if they don't give us that deep, meaningful connection, we really, not that we cut them off or put them on the outside, but we really cannot connect with them the way we want to. Because without a deep connection, without a meaningful connection, we almost feel like it's useless. So yeah, we have lots of friends, but we can probably count on one hand what our true circle is. Number 6, we want physical contact all the time. I don't know about you, but for me, like, I enjoy just sitting like shoulder to shoulder with somebody, like, just because we're around each other. And all of that doesn't mean that like we necessarily have to talk to one another. Like, I enjoy just being around certain people, and I don't know, I enjoy the physical contact. I kind of feel like that's self-explanatory. We want physical contact all the time. We enjoy hugs, the small touches, all that. I feel like if you went to think about like your love profile or your love language for ENFPs, physical touch would probably be within the top 3 of those, because it's something that we definitely enjoy and need and want. Number 7, we are easily overwhelmed, whether that is because of ourselves or from something else. We definitely get overwhelmed pretty easily. We feel like we are able to manage a lot just in our heads, and we're able to juggle a lot of things. We feel like we're good. We're good, we don't have to worry about anything, we're fine, but we are 100% definitely easily overwhelmed. It's one of I don't want to call it these faults per se, but it's just part of our personality. We feel like, oh, I can manage this and I can manage that, and I can juggle this and I can juggle that, and I can help this person, I can help that person. And I feel like that may be what it stems from, the fact that we feel like we have to help everybody, and we so deeply feel other people's emotions. But honestly, what it ends up doing is overwhelming us, because we have, especially if we don't get a chance to step away from people and recharge ourselves or like refresh for ourselves, that we will instantly become overwhelmed. And even being overwhelmed, we will try to figure it out on our own before we really look to someone else to help us. Number 8, we want harmony. Harmony is like the absolute best thing for us. We look to harmonize with the people around us. We look for all the people that are around us to maintain harmony with one another. I feel like this is also one of those self-explanatory things. We just seek peace. At whatever cost it is, peace. Like, we will avoid a fight, argument, all of that, because we just want to maintain harmony. We may be seen as passive or even passive aggressive because we want to avoid any emotional flare up as much as possible. So the result of that is hopefully harmony. Number 9, you are either bored or overstimulated. A lot of the time there is not a happy medium, or that happy medium doesn't last very long. It's difficult for us to find that middle path, because we will become extremely excited about something, extremely invested in something, and then after an indeterminate amount of time realize, all right, I'm bored with this thing, I'm no longer interested with this thing. And some people say that we're flighty, some people say that we don't know how to stay focused, all of that. We don't know how to commit. But it's the constant up and down for us emotionally that just, I don't really know the best way to describe that. It's just, we become overstimulated, and then I guess we become understimulated. We feel like I'm extremely invested in something, but it doesn't hold my attention anymore. And again, this is why people feel like ENFPs are flighty, feel like they don't commit, because they reach a period of boredom. And again, I feel like this doesn't necessarily apply to every single ENFP, but it is a common ENFP struggle. So if you're listening to this and saying, well, that doesn't sound like me at all, I want you first to kind of like reflect on you and really think about it. Like, how many things have you become extremely interested in, and then out of nowhere, you just absolutely forget about them. You just absolutely give up on really investing your time and energy into it. Number 10, we can be overly trusting. Like, yeah, 100% can be overly trusting. We are the type to trust first, get hurt later. We will allow you to walk all over us because we feel like you're a decently good person. Don't get me wrong, we as ENFPs are really good judges of character. But we also do put ourselves into positions where we trust other people far too easily. We trust other people when they've even shown us that maybe they're not very trustworthy, but we want to see the best in them. Our idea is there is good in this person, and if anybody's gonna find it, I am. So I'm gonna trust them, even though I know that maybe I shouldn't, because hey, you never know what's gonna happen. We like to see the best in people. We like to see people for their potential. We like to think that maybe we can be the ones to give them, what they're missing or what they need. So we can definitely be overly trusting in many situations, and that's not necessarily a bad trait, but with being overly trusting, we also, I feel like, get hurt a large amount. Alrighty guys, so that was the 10 struggles of being an ENFP. I hope you guys enjoy. If you have any questions, comments, concerns, don't hesitate to go down to the comments and go ahead and write in there. If you feel like you disagree with one of these 10 things, or maybe you agree vastly, or did I miss one that you felt like was extremely relevant, should have been in the top 10 struggles of being an FP, go ahead and let me know. It has been a pleasure to come back to you guys. My plan is to, try to get back to doing weekly videos and posting on a regular basis. We'll see how we do with the whole planning thing, but I have a pretty large kind of back stock of videos that are recorded that I look to editing and putting up for you guys. Also, before I forget, next week we will be talking about, we'll be doing a Q&A video. I put up a post on Instagram not too long ago, and yeah, you guys had just blown up in the comments. So if you want to ask any questions here, or maybe you didn't see the post, I will link the post down below as well. But yeah, if you have any questions that you would like me to answer in regards to being an ENFP, or if you know of an ENFP and you just really want to know something about them, or maybe it's not even related to being an ENFP, again, just let me know here. That video will be going up next week, so probably around Wednesday, Thursday, I'll stop taking questions, but keep putting out questions as long as you see fit, and I will answer them. All right, have a wonderful morning, night, day, all of you. I love every single one of you and are happy that you are here to, be with me and spend time with me. All right, guys, see you later. Bye.